Alright guys, welcome to another beer review. Apologies about the appearance. It's a mixture of me just not giving a fuck while I'm back in the UK and the fact that I've just been cooking a pumpkin soup in a really small kitchen and I'm all greasy and stuff. But I don't care. So today we're looking at a beer from a brewery that I've been wanting to try for such a long time because being in Germany, I'm surrounded by so many great traditional and craft brewers. But there are breweries back here in the UK like Wild Beer Company, Cloudwater, Magic Rock, Brew by Numbers, Wiper and True, just so many, the Colonel, Alphabet Brewery, just so many breweries that I'm missing out on. And I was in my local Tesco's, which is probably not the best way to experience a beer from this brewery because, you know, as great as it is, and I mean it is a great thing that a lot of the supermarkets are now starting to stock like craft brewers and small batch breweries and that sort of thing, you're not always guaranteed the most freshness from that. And there have been cases of like Vocation Brewery, another brewery that I want to check out properly, whose stuff in the supermarkets doesn't really match up to the stuff that you can get directly from them. But at the end of the day, I'm just loving the fact that when I can come back to England, I can go to the local supermarket because I'm not really, I'm here for like a week, maybe a little bit more each time I'm here, so I don't have time to go on my own to like the bottle shops. Even though I am hoping to make a visit to one of the local bottle shops that's opened up here recently, called it's called the Craft Beer Temple in Wigan, and yeah, they've got a craft beer bar as well, so I will be hitting that up at some point. But the fact that I can experience breweries that I've wanted to try for a while at the local supermarket is a good thing, and it just leads me to actually go out my way to try some of their beers legitimately. So today we've got another one of those breweries, and this one, this review is dedicated to all of those fantastic beer tubers in Leeds, including Stuart, Ginger Ale Trail, Robert Hopscene, Adam's Craft Beer channel, even though he's moved to New Zealand now and he's stopped with the beer reviews for now anyway, and any of you other guys who are based in Leeds, and of course to my UK beer tuber friends as well, like Harry Meadows, Blue Nose Beer Reviews, Gareth Gaz Gravy, another Yorkshire-based brewer, home brewer and beer reviewer, Craig at Kent Beer Reviews, Dean at Dean's Beer Reviews, Jake at Jake O Beer, Simon at Real Old Craft Beer. I've really enjoyed doing those UK beer tuber chats, and I look forward to seeing what happens. We've got some plans in the works for next year, some meetups, some bottle shares, going to some beer festivals, that sort of thing. And I'm situated in Germany predominantly. I've got a couple of people who I know who are into craft beer. I've got the guys at Beretta, I've got Martin from Beretta, who is a great guy, but I don't really have too many people to talk about beer with, and it's great that every Tuesday I can just sit down, relax and talk to some great people, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And this is a brewery that those guys talk about a lot, and I want to dedicate this video to those guys, even though there's probably better beers from this brewery that I could cover. But it's the Northern Monk Brew Company, and this is the New World IPA, which is of course an Indian Pale Ale, clocked in at 6.2%. It's another craft can to add to the playlist as well. So True North, the evolution of the tradition, seek and ye shall find. I'm not sure where you're supposed to read that from. But anyway, yeah, Northern Monk Brewing Company, coming out of Yorkshire. Did I say Leeds first? I meant Yorkshire. Those fantastic Yorkshire brewers, fantastic Yorkshire beer tubers, and of course the craft beer scene in the UK. Yorkshire is probably one of the places that is up there. You've got all these bars, you've got some great bottle shops, and again, you've got great people. Anyway, I digress. Let's get on with the beer. And by the way, all their links will be down below, because if you haven't done so already, check them out. And if you are based in Yorkshire, let me know in the comments so I can add you to the video description as well. because it's all about promoting each other. We're promoting good beer. It's a good cause at the end of the day, because a lot of people are drinking shit, and a lot of people are getting ill from drinking shit. A lot of people fight in the streets because they're tanked up on like a 3.5% carling that's full of chemicals and it's doing more damage than it is good. Where us guys, we can appreciate good beer that's actually brewed properly and in, you know, moderation. Beer is a beautiful thing. So anyway, well, I say that I've been drinking every day since I've been back in England, but you know, I'm here for like 11 days. I want to make the most of what I can get hold of. So yeah, the New World IPA from Northern Monk Brewing Company, and it's in a can. So let's get it opened. There we go. Satisfying hiss, using the Satan glass because I think it's only appropriate with a monk. That's as edgy as this channel will get, by the way. So yeah, beer in a glass, and that is a nice opaque hazy orange colour, sort of like a burnt orange, maybe it's like sunsetty sort of colour. And I've actually got good light when I'm looking at the beer for once. It's not good light for the camera though, but it's good enough for me. So beer poured with, well, let's generate some head actually. Yeah, about one finger's worth of slightly off-white head. It looks like a good IPA so far, so let's give it a taste. Well, a sniff first. Citrusy, you get nice lemon, lime, orange peel, maybe a hint of blood orange as well. Mango, it's got a nice tropical element to it also. It's more fruity than anything else. But that being said, there is that slight sort of resiny sort of aroma right in the background. It smells really nice. What hops have they used for this one? Might not say, I'm not too sure. I don't think it is. I'm not going to waste time looking at the can, but yeah, I'm sure there's some good quality hops in there. So anyway, it smells really, really nice. It's not pungent, it's not punchy or anything like that, but when you get in there, it's just really nice and tropical and fruity. It's what, I don't know, would it be considered a fruit bowl? And then you get that ranchery fruit pastel sort of aroma, and there's like this slight sherbety sort of vibe as well. It smells glorious. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. Well, on the taste, it's not as fruity. You do get those typical flavours of like maybe a grapefruit, a lychee, there may be a bit of lime thrown in there as well. I get that slight sherbety sort of feel, and it sort of reminds me of that the sourness you get off jelly sweets, the stuff that they use to coat the jelly bars. But it's not synthetic. That's the thing. When I make those, when I come up with those ideas, they're not. I'm not saying I would taste like a synthetic jelly sweet like from Haribo, even though I think Haribo uses real fruit juice. I'm not too sure. It's just got that amount of flavour, but it doesn't border into that synthetic sort of area. Yeah, it's got a nice bitterness on the back end. I'm getting that ranchery fruit pastel vibe as well. And again, not in a synthetic sense, but just taste-wise, because fruit pastels are pretty damn glorious. Let's not, beat around the bush here. But yeah, this is a really nice, and for 6.2% ABV beer, it's not drinking like a slightly higher ABV IPA. It's got a nice balance to it. It's got a nice body to it. It's not too heavy, but it's not watery or anything like that. It's just got this satisfying amount of drinkability to it. And yeah, I don't think this is supposed to like really be one of like Northern Monk's like world dominating beers or anything like that. It's just a very, very solid IPA, and yeah, very satisfying to drink. I really like that. It's one of those beers that when you're in the supermarket, you're doing your food shopping, and you go to the beer section, and if they've got a big range, you just want something that's reliable. And it's going to be up there with like your Brewdog Punk IPAs, that sort of thing. I'd say, to me, this tastes like Northern Monk's like Brewdog IPA. Not like in similar flavours, but like the go-to IPA. And yeah, that's a very satisfying beer indeed. It doesn't promise too much. It's not trying to be something it isn't. It's just a solid, easy drinking IPA, and at 6.2%, you're not picking that up, and you can drink, a few more, which is, you could get a little bit messy on a beer like this. Let's be honest. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm very, very happy, and I think that's a nice introduction to a brewery that I will be drinking a lot more of their beers in the future. That's for sure. I might even try and pick up some of their stuff when I go to a proper bottle shop as well. But yeah, the Indian Pale Ale, or the New World IPA from Northern Monk Brewing Company, coming out of Yorkshire. Apologies about the lighting on this can. Really nice looking can as well. And yeah, very solid indeed. 8 out of 10 from me. So if you've tried this beer, let me know your thoughts, opinions. What's your favourite Northern Monk beer? What's your favourite Yorkshire-based brewery? What should I look out for when I go to the bottle shop next time? Even though by the time you're seeing this, I will have been to the bottle shop and I'll be back in Germany. But I'll be back at Christmas, so give me some ideas of beers to pick up. And yeah, check out all those guys that I mentioned down below. Check out Northern Monk, and yeah, check out my IPA playlist as well. So I hope you will join me for the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and until the next time, stay safe and drink good beer. See you later, guys.